If you click into this, you either love hot sauce or you're curious what would possess somebody to own this many hot sauces. When I talk about the hot sauces that I own, in the thumbnail, it's all there, and it's actually 36 bottles of hot sauce. I didn't realize that it was a problem until I started rounding up the hot sauces from around the house. I had it in like 5 or 6 different places, including the refrigerator, the pantry, the table. It's a lot of hot sauce. I get it. But what I wanted to do today was talk about how did my hot sauce collection get out of control? And anybody who's a hot sauce lover probably can relate to the fact that, you want to try so many things, and there's only so much you can eat at one sitting, and then you end up accumulating stuff, and then what do you do with it? I also want to talk about a little bit of a solution that I found to that type of compulsion to keep trying new hot sauces. And also just talk about the individual uses for all the different hot sauces that I have. So if that's something that you want to see, strap it in, hit like, and I really would love to hear what your favorite hot sauce is. Leave it in either the live chat or the comments, and we'll keep the discussion going. I love this. Now, we talked for the last 2 weeks about sriracha. 2 weeks ago, we talked about the sriracha shortage, what caused it, and kind of what happened after and why the new sriracha might be a little bit different. Last week, we actually compared 4 different srirachas, including old and new sriracha. This week, what I want to do is go a little bit more of a deep dive into all my hot sauces globally. And with that, what I did was, in terms of this whole setup here, I took individual pictures with different groupings of sauces. So what I'd like to do is show you guys how I group those sauces and kind of go over kind of the individual uses for some of these. Now you'll notice in a lot of cases here, I doubled up. You'll see a couple bottles of Rick Orlando's Dirty Blonde here. Can get a little sketchy going on here. That's there. Here, there's a couple of bottles of Buffalo Wild Wings garlic Parmesan sauce. Now I know I'm loosely saying hot sauce. There's a couple things here. There's sambal here, which is not really a hot sauce. It's more of a condiment, as well as this Italian bomba, which is calabrese peppers that's made into a spread. There's some smoked ghost chili peppers, which is not a sauce at all. There's hot crispy oil, which loosely is a hot sauce. So the whole idea is, what I want to do is talk about A, why I have all these, B, what I do with them, and we'll go from there. So let's do that. It's going to be a fun time, guys. I've been looking forward to this one because as I was laying these out, I couldn't believe it got as bad as it did. So what I'll do is we'll bring up a couple of these groups, and then I'll show you a couple of kind of older pictures that kind of relate to some older hot sauce type content we had here. So here is what I consider the old faithfuls. Where are we? These are the old faithfuls. I'll get my sketcher out again. Oh, of course it's going to do that. There we go. We got Taco Bell hot sauce. Mind you, I also have packets of Taco Bell hot sauce that I use as well. This is my right now everyday Mexican hot sauce, which is Tapatio. I can swap this one in with Valentina any day. Valentina is a very similar sauce. It's kind of that, how would you say? It's kind of more of like a thicker kind of thicker than Tabasco, but not quite as rich as a Frank's hot sauce. I don't know what just happened here. Why my computer editing software opened up. So back to the list here. I'm a little flustered from that. And what I have here, this is a funny one. This is the Aldi version of Frank's hot sauce. So this is like the budget Frank's hot sauce, but this could be Frank's hot sauce. It could be Frank's extra hot sauce. Nothing there that's special. None of these are really groundbreaking. These are just everyday sauces that I would probably have more likely with Mexican foods. Whereas the Frank's I might do with like chicken breast. I've been eating a lot of like kind of plain roasted chicken breast. If you watched last week's stream, that's kind of the chicken that I've been eating. There's very limited seasoning, so hot sauce really helps it really takes it a lot farther in terms of bringing a little bit of flavor without adding any calories. I'm not getting any younger, so losing weight is a lot harder now that I'm trying to do that. It's kind of hot sauce is definitely something that I lean on quite heavily. So I'm going to clear this one, and then we'll go into the next group. The next group is actually a shout out group here. These are sauces by a local chef, Rick Orlando, who he makes really amazing stuff. Um, and I am not sponsored by him at all. Rick, if we want to work out a sponsoring deal, I'd love that. But I do want to talk about his sauces because they're remarkable. So this is his purple haze sauce, which goes back to his restaurant New World Home Kitchen, and New World Bistro. This sauce here, he had like a shrimp dish. It was called purple haze shrimp. The purple color comes from red cabbage. There's nothing, no dyes or anything in his stuff. So there's that. There's Dirty Blonde, which is it's kind of a barbecue sauce, hot sauce hybrid. Kind of sweet, definitely on the spicy and tangy side. Very good. And then there's the Trinidaddy, which to me is more like a Caribbean hot sauce, definitely very habanero forward. And for the longest time, I didn't like habanero hot sauces. I kind of liked more like jalapeno or like Tabasco style hot sauces. So it took a while for habanero sauces to grow on me, like Matooks. So this Trinidaddy is very similar to the Matooks. So these I would use in three completely um, different ways. Purple haze I would use with stuff that's a little more delicate, probably more like chicken, fish, shrimp. Shrimp is perfect for it. Rick also made this pizza called tie dye pie, which had purple haze as the sauce and then 4-cheese blend on top. That was very good as well. The Dirty Blonde, I actually find it difficult to use. I have a lot of it around because it goes very quickly. It kind of I can use like maybe a fifth of the bottle at a time. So I'm kind of getting low. So that's why I have 2 bottles of that. And yeah, that's pretty amazing. So that's that. So let's go to the next set of we got Van Dominic saying he likes the Trinidaddy, Home Rapid Repair, saying that he can drink Taco Bell hot sauce. Me too. It's funny though, with that sauce, I find it a little bit difficult um to have enough of it. Like I could only eat that with Taco Bell for the most part. Um unless I'm making like mock Taco Bell at home. It's kind of interesting. And then Greg in the chat here purchased Herdez avocado hot sauce. That's interesting. I've never tried that one. Avocado, huh? Interesting. I'll have to check that out. Maybe because I'm going to show you guys at the end of the stream here. Out of that 36 that I have, just yesterday I kind of almost doubled my collection. It's kind of ridiculous. Next up, and I'm not going to spend too much time on this one here. We got the srirachas. These are the ones we tasted last week. On the left we got the orange, and it's so hard. I got to tell you guys, because the comments keep coming in on these sriracha videos. The what I call old sriracha, people are saying is oxidized. It's so hard to get the lighting correct, especially on the phone. And I did admittedly take this picture on my phone, and the lighting wasn't perfect. So the two in the middle kind of do look like they're a little bit brown, but I can assure you, I clicked the wrong button there. I can assure you those are red, whereas the one on the left is new sriracha. It's orange. This coconut sriracha is kind of gross. I've been eating my way through that. The Ninja Squirrel is one of my favorites. Tabasco I didn't like, but these are my srirachas, and that accounts for 6 of my bottles of 36. So that's, a decent chunk of hot sauces. What else we got here? Let's do something fun. This set is essentially Buffalo Wild Wings, but my wife also bought kind of a Whole Foods brand of garlic parmesan. I don't know why this isn't working today. Which is this one here. This one's running low. This one is Buffalo. Both of these are Buffalo Wild Wings. But This garlic parm sauce, ever since around like 2016, I have to have a bottle of this in the house at all times. It's one of my favorite sauces to put on like just plain chicken. I love it so much. And it also works really well on wings. It's one of my favorite things to order at Buffalo Wild Wings. They changed the label, which was interesting, but it's funny. Let me clear this. This bottle is coming back, this label. They moved to this one, and now this yellow bottle is coming back. I wonder if they see sales kind of go differently with the different style of branding. But and also interestingly, with the yellow bottle, it's called Parm Garlic, and then with the other bottle, it's called Parmesan Garlic. They actually spell it out. It's kind of strange branding. I'm definitely intrigued by that. So that's kind of those are less hot sauces, but Buffalo Wild Wings considers garlic parma hot sauce, so we're going to consider it too. Why not, right? Let's get rid of this stuff. Let's go to another. This is fun. Next up, this one is actually one that's going to take me a little while to explain, because these are the sauces that don't really fit into the sauces. So these are kind of the weird ones. So let's talk about each of them. Of course, I don't know why it's doing this. There we go. All right. So let's go left to right. On the left, we have Calabrian olive oil that I got at Whole Foods. Whole Foods, they have pretty good products, I would say. It's been taking me a while to eat my way through this one because this is straight up oil that has little flakes of calabrese peppers in it. Kind of like a red pepper flake. Um, and those it's not that it's too spicy. It's just hard to just pour straight oil onto things. And that also is the case for this hot crispy oil. Hot crispy oil is also a condiment that you'll see in a lot of Asian markets called lao gan ma. It's literally like onions and garlic and chilies boiled down into an oil, and it creates this kind of like thick sludgy like kind of thing that you can spoon onto things. But both of these here are literally straight up oils, so it's just hard to just like add straight up oil to a food. But I'll put a couple drops of either of those. I really like this hot crispy oil with eggs, and this is actually the extra hot variety. I found that their original variety for me doesn't have enough of a bite. You could tell I love hot sauce, so I kind of have the tongue for it. Um, if you're a Curb Your Enthusiasm fan, that's a line from that. I haven't opened the sambal yet. My wife actually bought that when she found new sriracha, so she figured that should be something that we have around the house. This Italian Bomba hot pepper sauce, it's kind of like pureed cherry peppers. So like it's got a little bit more of a vinegary kind of bite to it. Um, which is it's very good. It's just that's more something you put on a sandwich. And right now I'm not eating a whole lot of sandwiches, but you can also put it into salad dressings and stuff like that. It's actually pretty good. It's very vinegary, and it's a little bit fermented too. So it's got a little bit of a little zip to it. So that's a good one. This gochujang Korean sauce. I don't know. I thought I knew this was gonna what this was gonna be when I opened the bottle, and this was another one with Trader Joe's that my wife bought. I thought I knew what it was gonna be, but it didn't end up being what I thought it would be. I thought it was gonna be like a samjang, like kind of like a thinner gochujang, but it's a lot thinner. It's not like samjang is like a little bit has a little bit of body to it, whereas this here it's very flowy, and the calorie count on it is pretty high, and it's mostly fat. So it's not like they load it with sugar. It's kind of more like an oil. So it's kind of in the middle of these kind of things. Then we have these smoked ghost chilies, which actually, out of everything I have, I feel like that one is I've used the least in its entire lifetime. Um, this is actually a grinder. So there's these whole chilies in here, and it's a grinder. And I actually don't use it because we have a young kid in the house, and I think I got that like the year before he was born. Um, so it's been around a while. It's probably got to go. A lot of this stuff you'll see probably has to go. Um, this is kind of a goodbye trip for some of these to show them off, just so we could talk about it. And then last but not least on this here, and you could see it's still sealed up, is the sweet chili sauce. This is essentially like just a Thai sweet chili sauce that it's not a lot of heat to it at all. But I like keeping something like this around because it's good on lo mein and it's good on a lot of different stuff. Let's check in with the chat here for just a quick second. Home wrap repair. Spicy garlic is his favorite of the Buffalo Wild Wings. That's a good sauce too. I tend to go for garlic. So the three I order are garlic parm, either wild, or if they have like a crazy, like really spicy sauce. Like I think last time they had like a Mustang. I don't remember what it was called, but it was like the hottest sauce they had at that particular time. Um, or I'll also get mango habanero lately. I've been really liking that one. Or Asian Zing is really good. It's kind of like a General Tso's, but a little bit spicier. Pretty awesome. All right, so we talked about that set. Let's bring up another set here. Actually, what I'll do right now is go through the ages of a couple of um, hot sauce kind of phases that I went through. Here, this one was probably, let's see, I could tell you exactly when this was. Whoops. Info. November 9th, 2014. So November 9th, 2014, I had 4 different bottles of sriracha in the house. One was straight up OG sriracha. Two bottles of this Ninja Squirrel, which I used to like drink this stuff. That's how good it was. And then this was Trader Joe's sriracha. I really did not like Trader Joe's sriracha, not even a little bit. It wasn't spicy, it wasn't sweet. It was kind of like everything about sriracha was just muted. So I've never been into Trader Joe's sriracha. I wouldn't call it a dupe for regular sriracha at all. It's not a suitable substitute. This a few years ago, Cassie and I did the Whole30 diet, and there's actually a recipe for Whole30 sriracha. So we made it. Essentially, it's exactly the recipe that you would make sriracha, except you don't add any sugar to it. It has no processed ingredients. So you go to the store, you get the red Fresno peppers, which look like jalapeno peppers but red. You grind them up. You add a little bit of coconut aminos, which is Whole30. They limit the amount of like processed sugar that you can have, but you can use coconut aminos, which is like a refined product that has a little bit of coconut sugar in it, which I guess you're allowed to have. Um, and you also put like salt and you cook it down. And it ends up being like this actually was less of a sriracha and more of like a sambal. So and there's garlic in there as well. You could actually what do you call it? You could ferment it. But I was eating this stuff like left and right when we were doing Whole30. This last week on the sriracha videos, I was talking about the original sriracha. This is actually, oh man, this is the OG. This is the sauce that sriracha is based on. It's called Sriracha Panic, and it comes in a bottle that's like a glass ketchup bottle, and it's really really good. You could see I have it with my plain ass chicken and broccoli. Like there's literally there's a little salt and pepper on this. But when I eat clean, this is how I eat. So just this was my carbohydrate, and then I got my broccoli and my chicken. So there was that. And then we're let's see what we got coming here. This is the best buffalo sauce ever. So there, I probably have at least 3 or 4 videos highlighting this restaurant, Scoobers. When I came to college in the area, I ate at Scoobers probably 3 to 4 times a week. And for a while, I was on a kick buying their buffalo sauce. And you can see here, this is their medium. This is killing me today. It's absolutely killing me here today, guys. So this is the medium, and you could see how thick it is. It's literally like sludge. And when you put that on your wings, they always make a joke. It's not a joke, it's a joke to me. But when you order mild at Scoobers, they say mild is burn your mouth hot. So that right now is not in the current rotation because we have plenty of other sauces to deal with. But I would like to get a bottle of that again because that's my favorite buffalo sauce. Ah, this is a fun one. This was the original lineup for the 2020 Hot Ones challenge that I did. And you can see here, I actually was being a little cute with it. So I got the Frank's Red Hot, which this one here, it's got a little bit of oil emulsified into it to make it more like a wing sauce. You can essentially make the same thing by adding Frank's Red Hot to a little bit of butter. Got Cholula, which is another Mexican hot sauce that I love. I love their original Taco Bell fire sauce, sriracha, and then I bought a few sauces from First We Feast, Heatonist, whatever they call it. There's Los Calientes, which everybody seems to love on Hot Ones. There's this Queen Majesty, and we'll talk about all these individually later. But I wanted to show you guys kind of this was the original Hot Ones video. If you dig back far enough in the channel, you come across that one. It was a fun one to put together, and of course, as a person on YouTube trying to gain some traction, I went back to the well on that one. And this is, and the reason why I'm showing you guys this is because you can see how over the years, just from starting YouTube, I started accumulating all these sauces. This is the lineup for the second Hot Ones. You could see I got Steve-O's hot sauce there, Steve-O's hot sauce for your butthole. I have a theory that made the video get age restricted because of that graphic on there. So if you're watching this, you're probably 18 and up because YouTube decided to limit it. But going left to right, we got Tapatio, which we talked about, Dirty Blonde, Purple Haze. Then there's some other sauces here. There's a garlic pepperoncino. There's this black, oh my God, that black sauce. This black El Yucateco sauce. It was disgusting. And I actually used a lot more of it than I thought I was going to. It was like Chipotle, Chipotle peppers, but like so smoky and just inedible. And we'll talk about the rest of these as well, including the Bon Beyond Insanity. I hate the Bon Beyond Insanity. It's devilish. It's disgusting. Don't eat it. It's gross. Let's see what else we got here to talk about as far as the currents. Yeah, let's do this one. So these are a bunch of sauces that I bought for the express purpose, and this is a compilation of some gift sauces, so things that were given to me, and sauces that I bought for the purpose of doing Hot Ones. And I don't remember which are which, but on the left we have a Carolina Reaper Hellfire sauce, which I'm sure was on Hot Ones at one point. This Hellfire Detroit sauce, which is a habanero sauce, very similar to the Barbados sauce that's next to it. That's Monk's. Monk's is very similar to the one we were talking about earlier, the Trinidaddy that I was showing you by Rick Orlando. It's kind of that Caribbean style, but it's thicker. It's definitely thicker, but I like that one too. This garlic and pepperoncino one, I think when I had it, I didn't really appreciate it so much. You could see, I think the level now, like I barely used it. If I remember correctly, it tasted like sriracha, but a little bit, like a little grassier because they're green peppers. And then on the right, there's this red habanero and black coffee hot sauce. This sauce is absolutely delicious, and I like using that one in like chili because that black coffee and red habanero, like the habanero flavor, like really helps stand out in chili. And that black coffee flavor kind of stands up against like a rich chili that's been simmered for a long time. Definitely really good set of sauces there. Let's see, what do we got next? Okay, we can got a couple more here, guys. Just a couple more. Thanks for sticking with me. If you're enjoying this, hit the thumbs up. Well, I'm thinking about ways to incorporate content like this, like something I could do like a series of in live streams in the future. Going to take a week or two off from live streams and then come back probably with some guest live streams. I'm starting to line those up for March. A lot of fun going on. But let's talk about the next set here. Here we got these hellish sauces. So this is essentially the hot ones. Whoa. I don't know what happened there. My whole screen went black. That was scary. All right, so we got Los Calientes, which this is the original Los Calientes. Everybody who tastes this sauce on hot ones, you hear them remark about how good it is. It's like a buffalo sauce, but like a high end. Like when you taste it, you'll be like, "Oh yeah, this is definitely fancy hot sauce." Very good. It's one of those things that like it eats very easily. Like it goes down easy, as opposed to this garbage. The Bomb Beyond Insanity is the worst. I've probably eaten it now 5 or 6 times. You can see I've barely used maybe 5 milliliters, 10 milliliters total out of the entire thing, as opposed to the Last Dab. I've actually used probably 4 or 5 times the amount as I did of that there. Total the bomb is gross. It's just disgusting. Um, it's chemicals. It's like actually they tell you here it's chemical warfare, man. It is so gross. Um, it clearly is designed to get a rise out of people. I don't know what I would ever actually use that for. People say, "Oh, I like to take a drop of it and put it in chili." No, yeah, maybe you like to do that. It's not a good thing to do. Um, Nobody wants to eat their food like that. Van Dominic saying I have to be in the mood for Los Calientes. Yeah, I can see that. That's why I haven't eaten so much of it. But I gotta say, and this is a little bit of a soapbox moment. The Hot Ones Last Dab Redux, which is the one that's pictured right here, I actually really like that sauce. Yeah, it's insanely spicy. I probably wouldn't mix it into like any cooking. But to add like a lot of heat that actually tastes pretty good, it's a decent sauce. So don't downplay it. It's if you get a chance to try it, yeah, it's an extreme hot sauce. It'll probably make you be in pain if you're not used to eating hot sauce, but the pain is worth it. And the reason why I say that, sometimes people stray away from spicy dishes because they think that, oh, it's spicy, it's going to hurt and blah 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 blah, yeah, that's true. But if you think about it, there's a lot of cultures that incorporate spicy food into their culture because because of geographical reasons. Like countries close to the equator usually have spicier food because eating spicy food helps you sweat, it helps you cool down. So that's actually part of actual cultures. Indian curry, when people say, "Oh my god, it's spicy," in most cases there's actually no pepper at all in a lot of those curries, especially in the Americanized versions that you get. What they're equating with spicy, and there's a video where somebody from Pakistan who owns a restaurant locally kind of snaps at a customer. It's the Dave's Burgers video. You can search that. Search my name in Dave's Burgers, it'll come up. But the person starts to criticize the spice, and Dave kind of gives them this whole lecture about spice doesn't mean hot. But what's really interesting about eating spicy foods is to me it kind of wakes up taste buds and makes things taste better. And with that said, between these two extreme sauces here, this Hot Ones Last Dab Redux is actually a sauce that tastes very good, even despite the fact that you'll be in pain while you eat it, if that makes any sense. And I'll get off my soapbox now. And I got one more set to talk about, and it's what I call the celebrity wing. Although two sauces here are kind of random, but we'll discuss these and then we'll kind of wrap it up here tonight. So on the left we have Daniel Batal, who Home Rapid Repair is going to know who that is, I'm sure. But most of you guys aren't going to, or maybe you do. But Daniel is a YouTuber. He helps other YouTubers learn how to create videos. And on Twitter, at one point, he was talking about making a branding plea, and he reached out to a few people well, he asked people to reach out if they wanted some hot sauce, and he actually mailed this to me, which was pretty amazing. And it's delicious sauce. It's 2 years old now. I keep it um, carefully stored, um, but it's amazing. And he makes it with like he said a small batch. I think he got peppers from farmers markets and stuff like that. It's a very good sauce. Then we on the right, this is the celebrity hot sauce. This is Steve-O's hot sauce for your butthole. Um, I'm not a stunt guy, but you could see I am a big fan of Jackass. I got my Jackass 2 hat tonight. I brought this one out of storage. This is one of my favorite hats. It's probably so small you probably just notice it migrate all the way to the top of my head like a beanie. um, but this sauce is gross. It's not a good sauce. You can kind of see. Let me actually get the magnifier. Let's go a little bit more. You could see how chunky it is there. It's literally like hydrated. What do you call it? Hydrated like pepper seeds. It's kind of a disgusting sauce. Which, if anybody watches Steve-O, what he does with this sauce when he does his stage act or in other videos, he's done it in a Gordon Ramsay video. He'll actually open his eye and pour the hot sauce in. I don't recommend you do that. Please don't do that. But yeah, that's Steve-O's hot sauce for your beehole. I would not recommend buying it. Not it's one of those things. It's a novelty. You could see I've eaten very little of it. It's Then the Dinosaur Barbecue Devil's Duel. This is kind of it's my grudge match hot sauce. I always keep this around because I like it. It's a very good hot sauce. It's very spicy, but it's got a little bit of a sweet edge to it. But back in the day, in the blog day, Dinosaur Barbecue was one of the most popular posts that I had, just because people couldn't distinguish between me criticizing the restaurant and criticizing the parking. So I got a little bit of flack from the local community for complaining that the place, it was hard to park there, because that's not important to people who are going to try a restaurant, right? Anyway, Dinosaur Barbecue and me, I love the food at Dinosaur Barbecue. I'm not gonna begrudge them for that, but their Devil's Duel sauce is excellent. And then this is El Yucateco. Now, I always, back in the day, my brother Dom, who's in the live chat here, talking about Steve-O's sauce going in your eye. At Poncho's, they had El Yucateco. They had a green one. It was like a green sludge, or they had a red one, which was like a red sludge. This one here is actually a different sauce than either of those. It's actually a habanero version, whereas those are jalapeno versions. And you can tell that the bottle is actually smaller. This one is super spicy, and I love it because it is the perfect thing for tacos. Like if you have like a kind of underseasoned meat, like chicken, and you put it on corn tortillas, this El Yucateco, or any El Yucateco, except for the black one, don't even bother buying the black one. That sauce is actually a really the El Yucateco sauces are amazing, and I would probably keep either this one or the green one around the most. I love those. Now, I mentioned earlier in the stream that I actually almost doubled my hot sauce collection, and that is because of Daniel Batal. On Twitter, he sent a picture saying, he talks a lot about branding and meeting your audience where they are and a lot of stuff like that. So he was saying that his Walmart, he has a problem because he has all these little bottles of hot sauce, because Walmart has a display where you can get dollar hot sauces. Well, guess what? I found that yesterday at my Walmart, and I got a little bag of tricks here to kind of go over for what'll be a live stream at some point in the future. So let's talk about what I got here, because the picture that I showed earlier, which I'll show again right now, just to kind of tie it all back together. So here we had 36 sauces, right? So you can see the scale of that. And you can see a lot of these bottles are various levels of use, and sometimes I'll forget about one and it goes toward the back of the closet and whatever. But these dollar samplers kind of solve a fundamental problem, and that it's I never finish a hot sauce. So a lot of these are probably going to have to get tossed because they're probably spoiled by now. But these little guys, like for example, here's Melinda's ghost pepper wing sauce. That sounds amazing, and that's a nice little amount. You could totally sneak this in your pocket too and bring it to a restaurant, kind of like the Seinfeld where they bring the maple syrup to the diner. Here we got Tabanero Sriracha Honey, which is another good one. I think I got at least 5 or 6 srirachas here. Yellowbird Blue Agave Sriracha, which in the discussion of srirachas over the past couple of weeks, this one actually came up a lot. I thought I was going to have to special order that, so that's cool. Then we got a couple, I'll save that one for later. Another Melinda's. This is Thai sweet chili sauce. That sounds good too. Why not? Fire roasted garlic and habanero pepper sauce and condiment. What we got here? Another tabanero, which is a triple X. We'll save that one for later. Because then somebody commented on Twitter. I don't think they were trying to troll. Not everybody who comments is a troll. Kind of trying to explain that to somebody a little earlier. We got another Yellowbird habanero hot sauce. Also sounds great. You can see I have a problem. I bought 13. Habanero honey mustard. This one sounds really good too. I mean, this is gonna be a fun series that we're gonna do after my break. Yellowbird Serrano also sounds amazing. So the person left a comment on Twitter and said, "Are there any hot sauces there, or is it just sugar in various forms?" They're $1, dude. $1. Okay. What do you think you're gonna get? Pizza hot sauce. This one, it says crushed red pepper sauce. I'm really interested in that one. I wonder if it actually tastes like pizza, or if it's sauce you use on pizza. Adjectives, guys, adjectives. And another Melinda's. This is Melinda's straight up sriracha. So we got sriracha. What are these? Habanero, ghost pepper, sriracha, triple X, pizza. We got 3 more srirachas to try, and then all these others now. And going back to this guy's comment, there actually were ketchup. So here's ghost pepper ketchup and habanero ketchup. I mean, like, what's the risk here? Even if it's gross, it was $1. You know what I mean? As opposed to if you're in this kind of situation, like, I don't know whether I should throw these away or if I should go back in and use it. You know what I mean? Some of them are quite old by now. Not to be gross, because you gotta be a little hygienic too, right? So this might be the time for me to go through and clean house, especially now I got 13 new sauces to kind of sample. And hopefully, that Walmart thing, hopefully they rotate those in and out and that becomes a thing. It's pretty amazing. I really hope you like this series of live streams about sriracha and hot sauce, and culminating in looking at my collection here. This was really fun to put together, kind of the trilogy here. So I think if you enjoyed this, you're really going to enjoy those last 2 streams. So if you click through either on the screen, or I'll leave links in the description below, check those videos out. If you like this, make sure you hit like. Make sure you subscribe if you like food. I got lots of stuff coming, lots of shorts coming in the next couple of weeks, just because taking a little hiatus. But I'm glad that you're here, and leave a comment if you want to keep the discussion about hot sauce going. Thanks a lot for watching and all your support throughout the week. Have an amazing weekend, and we'll see you next time.